Hey, I found my first ancient debris, and there's two of them. Woohoo.
Nice. I'd love to see that.
Oh, I found some more. Woohoo. Oh, and it's two. Never mind.
Oh, you found some?
Yep, I found two more.
Nice.
Hey guys, my name's Morgan. Welcome back to BoriCraft. In between episodes, we have been a little busy. Turtle, oh yes, Turtle has been busy. Wow, I really like that. I believe he's made it so that when you actually go into the nether, the other side of the sword sticks out. I believe he got the plans for this from Instagram. But wow, even so, it is really cool. I really like that. Anyway, as I was saying, we've been busy in between episodes. We done a little bit of mining with Turtle in the nether. I managed to get enough ancient debris to upgrade my pickaxe. And we have been AFKing at the iron farm. As you can see, we have a lot of iron. So that will not be an issue for us from now on. And we have been gathering supplies for our next farm. But before we get started with today's episode, I just wanted to ask, what do you guys want to see done on this server? I have some ambitious plans. As I said, oh, hello. I will just let you freeze. As I said before, I have some plans for this mountain that I look forward to sharing with you once we reach the point where we are actually doing that. But other than that, I really want to know what you guys would like to see. Do you want to see lots of farms? Do you want to see some community builds done with me, Turtle, Toph, and Clef? You know, just let me know what you guys would like to see, because it would mean a lot if you could just let me know. I need direction. I function much better when I am told what to do. So, anyway, moving on. Like I said, we have gathered the materials that we need for our farm. It is another one by our good friend Mushuden. And this time it is going to be a gunpowder farm, which is going to be very useful coming up because I am planning on getting the end done probably next episode. We will see if we have time left at the end of this one to maybe go and get it started. Oh, Turtle is now building something on both sides of his house. Anyway, so we're going to take all of these materials and we're going to go find where to build this new farm. Okay, so I have done some exploring and I managed to find a good area for our build. It should just be coming into view now. This is the mountain that I'm going to be building on, or really it's more of a hill. But that's where my house is, and just behind it is the ocean. This is actually really good because this way when we build the creeper farm, it should be nice and efficient. Let's just empty our inventory, get back on our horse, and we need to go get the rest of the materials. So I will bring you back when we have done that. Okay, so we have all of the materials, we have horse, and we have the ideal location. Now, I think you know what's going to happen here. Let's just jump right into the third-person time-lapse. Let's go. And just like that, guys, the farm is complete. I just have to finish up one small thing. which is make some stairs up to the top and then up to the... Am I going to be able to reach this? Yeah. Okay, so after leaving this running whilst I was away having my supper, I've come back, I've gathered all of the gunpowder into one chest. That is around an hour and a half's worth of gunpowder. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, who done this? Who has turned my horse upside down? No one is online. I logged off for the night. I went away, I slept, and I've come back. Is this retaliation for the iron? I didn't think the iron was that bad. Right, 1 second. There you go, Stanley. You have a name now. Because someone has forced me to give you a name. Actually, you know what else you can have? We go in here. There it is. Okay, now that we have that little bit of revenge out of the way, I wanted to start talking about our plans for all of this. So the idea that I have had is to, using this kind of design architecture type idea, I want to build an entire village going right the way up, all the way up to the top. So the work in progress name is going to be Mountain Village, because I'm not too creative. If anyone has any ideas for the name, please let me know. But I would like to show you some of the inspiration that I have had for this town. So the main source of inspiration is Dark Souls. Specifically, Dark Souls 3. I love the architecture in this game. It blows me away every time, and it's so densely packed and full of detail. I love it, and I want to try and replicate the feeling that you get walking through some of their set pieces. I want that to be replicated in my town. So to start off with, here we have Irithyll from Dark Souls 3. Specifically, the idea that I wanted to take from this is some of these houses slash chapel builds. I really like these pointy, spiky rooftop bits, and I really, really like the windows. I would like to try and replicate these into my builds if I can. Additionally, you might see things like this. I really like these little details that they have. So next up we have this. This is I believe it's the Giant's Catacomb. I think that's what it was called, but my memory is not perfect. But what I wanted to pull from this is specifically something like this. A large Colosseum type building in complete ruin. I want to try and get something like this. I don't want the village to only be fully built, lived in structures. I want there to be a mix of clearly used buildings and buildings that have been destroyed and are part of this ancient history of this town. I want there to be lore to my build, and we will get into the story of that just shortly. Following on from the idea of having some proper structures and some decrepit, destroyed ones, we have this. I think this was called the Undead Village in Dark Souls 3. And specifically what I wanted to pull from this is the messy, piled on top of each other idea of these buildings. So if you look back here, you can see how you've got like the base building, and then you've got this structure piled on top, and then this one. Then you've got this large tower structure on top. And see how they all just flow into one another. I really like that. I really like this idea of a congealed mess of houses that have been just destroyed over time. All the windows are broken out. The roofs are in shambles. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this type effect in Minecraft. I will see what I'm able to do. But this just gives you an idea of, part of what I want to be building. So following on from that, something that I really want to have without the entire town that I'm going to build are these dead trees. But more specifically, I'm wanting grey dead trees. Trees that look like all the life have been sapped out of them. I've been thinking about what kind of blocks I can use to build these. I think maybe basalt mixed with cobblestone, or even basalt and smooth stone, and just trying to build these really destroyed, death-ridden plants. Now, this was another building, that I saw. You come across this not long after the Undead Village. And there was something I liked about the tiered build system. Now, it's not to say that I would copy this exactly, but I do like the idea, and I just wanted to save it as a bit of inspiration. Now we move on to the big main inspiration that got me interested in building on this hill, and kind of the idea that I had envisioned. Now, this is Ariandel, the Painted World from Dark Souls 3. And these buildings here, these completely destroyed ruins, I want to try and get some of these throughout the town. And then, so again, I kind of want to merge this with the Giant's Catacomb idea, the big Colosseum ruined building. But I would like it to be like, I'm thinking I might have more than one, and kind of have it be a little cluster of ruined towers. And again, you get to see some of these trees that I'm wanting to try and replicate. I specifically like this one, the way that it reaches right the way up. And then I might even have it be, so like, I might have a tree next to a building and kind of have it wrap into the building, just to really show the age of these builds. And finally, we have the main idea that I want to get down. This is going to be my mega project. You have seen how I have that small hill that I'm going to be covering densely with a whole lot of builds, and we're going to be expanding the hill out. So basically taking the snow, and I'm going to keep adding snow everywhere, turning it into a big custom biome filled with. Sorry, you can hear the Minecraft gameplay in the background, but filled with this densely packed area. And then I want this. Now, this is going to be a custom built mountain, kind of like a mountain peninsula. So we're not doing all of this bit down here. Instead, it's just going to be this big pedestal of a mountain, where on top we build this chapel. This is probably going to be the closest to a one-to-one recreation that I'm going to try and do. So this one is going to be it's going to be very close to what you see here. Just this big peninsula of an island with a long bridge going up to it. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this rope bridge. I have some ideas and I look forward to trying them. But this long rope bridge heading out to this massive peninsula, and just getting this lovely structure built on top. Now, on top of these ideas that I have already shared, I have a few others that I'm going to keep to myself. I have some ideas for inside the mountain, as well as everything around it. And I also am going to be drawing inspiration from other FromSoft titles. For example, Elden Ring. There are some things from that game that I really want to incorporate, but those are things that you will just see as we go along. Okay, now that we have the plan, I wanted to get some of it laid down. I'm not about to start doing any proper building, but what we are going to do is we're going to lay out the next few builds. We're going to put down the infrastructure, if you will, of what this town is going to look like. We're not going to do all of it. I think we're only going to do a small portion leading maybe up to just like that small hill over there. But we're just going to get the footprint of each build laid out just so we have an idea, and so I can kind of start structuring out the path that is going to be leading through this entire town. So let's get started. And there you have it. We now have the layout for the first phase of our mountain town. I spent a little bit of time playing around with snow layers, so we now have this nice staircase-like effect bringing us up. But I just wanted to show you how I envision the town looking in the end. So I will be constructing some sort of entranceway here just to indicate that this is typically where you would enter the village town from. So you start here and you make your way up. There will be a building here, probably some sort of stable keep type thing, or possibly, in fact no, a stable type deal will be here, and we will have some proper stable construction out here. Then on the right we will have what would be a sort of barracks slash gatekeeping operation, something to just have some protection for the town. And then as you come further up, I am thinking of actually connecting these together to make a larger building, maybe even expanding it out the back. And this would essentially be the inn. So people would come into the town, they'd leave their horses, they would get security checked, and then they would come up and they would enter the inn here. I can picture like a nice grand entranceway here. You head into the inn and you've got a kind of pub downstairs, and then upstairs there will be a bedding situation. I quite like the idea of that. And then you have two options. You can either head past the inn or you can turn left. Now here we'll probably have a shop front, maybe a toolsmith or something of that variety. And then down the alley here, I'm thinking we will have our first residence. So this will be our first small house. And then if you come back out and continue around, you have what I'm thinking will be a butcher with a small little area here to hold a couple of pigs. So that's about as far as I've got in terms of planning out what the buildings will be. But further along, we have a couple of diagonals, which will probably be more residence buildings. This one will probably be the same again. This will be a sort of watchtower, I'm thinking. It will be tall enough that it's able to look out upon all of this. I think back here might be some sort of religious building, a sort of chapel type thing, just because it will look really good from like looking at the cityscape, seeing something like this. Or even I might end up doing more buildings further down, so it leads the eye. So you come up the hill, and as you come up and you reach the top, there's this big tower. But as I said, I'm not 100% certain on all of these buildings. Things might change. Everything might change. I'm not 100% set on what I want to do just yet. But what I do know is I would like it so you come up here, you either take this way or that way around. You come up and you come through the buildings, and then this will be a small market square, or not even a market square. There'll be like a fountain here, just as a communal area. That's what I'm thinking. A communal area. And then go past it, and as you can see, this is where the buildings end for now. But my plan is to make a U-turn staircase that takes you up into the next level. And I'm not sure what will be up here yet. That will be a future planning scheme that I will do. But first, I will probably do all of these buildings. Now, this will get done over the course of the next couple of episodes, so look out for those. But that is all I have time for today, guys, so I really hope you enjoyed. Remember to put down in the comments ideas that you have for stuff to do on the server. I would really like some feedback on what you guys would like to see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!